Hi, everyone. Welcome back to In John's Universe. I'm John, a proud baby boomer on a mission to improve my health and mobility. And today I've got a big update to share with you. Let me apologize in advance. I'm going to sound a little nasally today. It's these damn allergies that are killing me and killing everybody else out there. So just bear with me and I'll do the best I can. All right, today is Thursday, May 29th. I started my weight loss journey on February 20th. And to date, as of this morning, I've lost a total of 24.8 pounds. I started at 235.1, and right now I'm down to 210.3. So that's nearly 25 pounds gone, and I'm feeling better than ever. I'm going to give you a little summary about how I did it. Here are a couple of things that has helped me along the way. I'm taking compounded semaglutide for appetite control. I'm mindful of what I'm eating. I'm paying attention to portion controls and choices. Definitely eating more protein and trying to drink more fluids, especially water. And I do, contrary to popular belief and advice, I do a daily check in on my scale. I do a check in with how I feel when I get up in the morning and checking my clothes to see how well my clothes are fitting or not fitting in this case now because they're getting kind of baggy on me. I started looking for some other clothes that I had in the closet in those big plastic Ziploc seal, kind of bags that you suck the air out of. And I've got more to go through to get it, to get my jeans at least two sizes smaller so they don't bag all over me when I'm walking. And I feel like they just don't fit right. And I feel great about it. I mean, I really do. I mean, it's probably the lowest weight that I've lost or that I've been at since I was in high school playing football. And that's a lot of years ago, believe me. Uh, some some changes that are sticking with me. I'm eating smaller, more intentional meals. As I mentioned before, I'm drinking more water. I'm cutting back on nighttime snacking. I don't really have the urge anymore. Excuse me. I used to sit at the computer or watch TV in my recliner and eat a couple of chocolate chip cookies or something that wasn't good for me that had a lot of sugar in it with a cup of tea or cup of coffee late at night and then just sit there sedentary like a big lump on the log. And it wasn't helping me. So if I do have anything, it's usually some cut fruit or something like that, which doesn't have a lot of protein in it, but it doesn't have a lot of calories in it, and it gives you more of a fluid intake, which your body needs to help expel the fats and the toxins. I use the uh, app called Lose It, and I've used it for a number of years, and I'm tracking my daily progress on it, and it's great. I put in the foods that I'm eating each day, and it calculates down to the micronutrients, nutrients, I should say. It keeps track of the sodium count, the protein count, and sugar count, and all those kind of things that are important to keep track of as you're losing weight. And if the doctor ever asks you about it, you can always show it to them on your phone and say, hey, this is what I did last week. This is what I did the week before, and so forth and so on. So you have a running documentary. All right. So now I'm going to get into real talk. I won't lie. There have been some tough days along the way. Days when I felt stuck and I just wanted to give up. But I have to remind myself this isn't a race, it's a reset. It's a reset to my body. And now, at my age, which I've mentioned numerous times, it's 78, it's about energy, it's about increasing my mobility and quality of life. As far as appearance wise, yeah, I want to look nice, I want to be presentable, but I'm not out there to impress anybody anymore. uh, just the way it is. When you get to the older part of your life, you just want to be able to live your life to the best of your ability, and that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why I'm trying to lose weight, and hopefully I'm going to be able to keep it off because I do feel much better. So if you're starting out on your journey, you got to start small. Build habits gradually. If you do something for 30 days continually, it becomes a habit that's going to stick. You got to be patient. Progress isn't always linear. You'll see ups and downs and ebbs and flows in your progress, but just be patient and go along with it, and be persistent. That's what it's going to take. Now celebrate every pound and every non-scale victory. Non-scale victory. Your clothes are fitting better. People are starting to compliment you. Your face looks a little thinner. Uh, and I did a video on Wegovy face and what causes it and so forth last week. And just go to last week's video, or I'll put a link to it down below so you can see what I'm talking about with Wegovy face. It's just compliments from other people. Hey, I noticed you're losing some weight. That's great. I mean, that is great. They can't tell a lot because I'm used to wearing loose clothing anyway, and they can't see under the loose clothing more of the body weight that I have lost, other than excessive bagging around my waist and in my butt and stuff like that, where you can see the pants starting to show. Uh, but again, I feel much, much better. And the only outside view that they can see is my face. And if I take my hat off, my fat head isn't as fat anymore. So it's it's a little thinner. Uh, my hats feel not as tight. I've had to adjust them to make them a little snugger, and that's great. I mean, it's great for me. It's a good ego boost for me. Uh, are you on a similar journey? Let me know in the comments below what's working for you, what's not working for you, and what are your challenges. Let's encourage others. Now, what I want to get into next is something that I've encountered since last week. I started taking prednisone for a skin rash and for arthritis relief. And, the doctor had previously said to me, prednisone is going to make you gain weight. It's going to make you retain water. And it's really not good for you because it's a steroid. But I found it necessary. I'm going to talk about prednisone and how it relates to also with my semaglutide and how it could counteract each other. So let me get my notes. I'm going to put my notes up here. All right, this section is going to be prednisone, semaglutide, key interaction overview. And I'm going to read some of this so I don't miss any of these parts because this is important. Now, the medication basics. Prednisone is a steroid. It reduces inflammation but raises blood sugar and appetite. Now, reduces inflammation, that's what's helping me with my arthritis. Uh, and it's reducing it a lot, so I can get around a little easier. Now, semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist, which lowers blood sugar and appetite, and it aids in weight loss. So you can see the correlation between two. One with the other actually has a tendency to cancel out the other's results. That they have opposite effects. Prednisone, again, raises blood sugar and appetite. Semaglutide reduces blood sugar and appetite. So the net effect is prednisone may weaken the benefits of semaglutide. Now, I've noticed that my cravings for food has gotten a little bit more, especially at the end of my 7-day period just before my next injection of semaglutide. And as soon as I take my injection of semaglutide, I go back on full strength, I guess, and my body says, "Hey, you don't have the cravings anymore. We're going to overtake the prednisone that you're taking until it equals out, and then the prednisone uh, overtakes the semaglutide or becomes equal to the demands it makes on the body." Now, I'm not a physician. I'm not a dietitian. I don't know all the scientific background of this. So if you have any questions, by all means, talk to your doctor or talk to your pharmacist because you're not going to get the answers from me. I've talked to my doctor several times, and if there's any indication, you know how men are. Men are very reluctant to go to the doctor, and I don't go to him unless it's absolutely necessary. So I rely on advice that I get. The last time I was there, which was 2.5 months ago, and I said, "Hey, when I start taking the prednisone again, what's it going to do?" and so forth and so on. He said, "Well, do what you need to do. You've done it before." He said, "If you have any questions, you can always make another appointment or leave a message with my nurse practitioner, and she'll get back to you with what you have to do." But I think I know what I have to do, and I'm cautious about what I'm doing. So I feel like I'm in a good space. What to watch for, especially if you're taking prednisone with semaglutide, with Wegovy, with Monjaro, with Zepbound, with Ozempic, or any of the other weight assisting drugs that you can take out there. You're going to increase your appetite, and that comes from the prednisone. Your blood sugar spikes are going to be going up, especially if you're diabetic. You may feel some GI discomfort, uh, nausea, bloating, indigestion. You may have some swelling or fluid retention from prednisone. And I'm counteracting that right now by taking a water pill, fluorescicide or whatever the hell it's called, but it's a generic. It's a generic of Lasix, and my cardiologist wanted me to keep it on hand anyway because I have a tendency to get swelling in my legs sometimes. Not excessive, but I get swelling in my legs, I get swelling in my feet. And he suggested I take one of these pills as necessary. Probably, he said you could take two a day if you have to, naturally spread them out, but don't take it at night before you go to bed. I learned that the hard way because you'll be up all night pissing your brains out in plain English. Now, another thing that is going to happen if you take prednisone, your weight loss is going to slow down, or you could have a temporary weight gain. Now, when I weighed myself last week uh, against this week, I only lost 1.1 pounds. It's still a weight loss. It's still significant as far as the greater scheme of things. But I probably could have lost more if I wasn't on the prednisone. But I'm happy with things the way it's happening, and I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Now, here's some helpful tips if you have the ability to do so. Monitor your blood sugar levels. Keep track of your daily weight using the same scale, stepping on that little 14 by 12 or whatever the size scale is on the same spot every day, and record it. I keep mine recorded in my Lose It app. I also have a scale that automatically records it to another app. So, I don't have to do it. It's mindless for me, but that's what it does. Or again, if necessary, report any new or worsening symptoms to your doctor, especially if you have appetite changes. The next thing you should be aware of is stay hydrated and eat balanced meals. I'm talking about enough fiber, enough protein, and enough of the other nutrients that you need. Uh, my doctor doesn't not want me to go under 1,200 calories a day. That's a no-no. He suggested anywhere between 18 and 1,900 calories a day. And sometimes I'll get to the point during the day and I'll be at 900 calories and I say, God, I got to eat more for this day. I got to get up to at least 16 or 1,700 calories, and I have to force myself to do it. And then I'll eat some healthy protein or I'll have a protein shake. I mentioned it once before. I use a protein shake that I get from Costco. It's called Nuri, Nurri. It's only 150 calories and it comes in chocolate flavored and vanilla flavored. It's the only ones that I've tried so far that I truly like, that doesn't feel like I'm, eating or drinking watered down paste water. So that works for me. And then going to reinforce this again. use a daily tracker, whether it's, handwritten, whether it's on an app, or however you're doing it, use it. I'm recording this every week, and I force myself to record it every week because it's given me a documentary of my weight loss journey since I've started. And I could see from my first video, my full fat face down to this thinner face, uh, which they call a Wegovy face, or a face that you get anytime you have a rapid weight loss. And I first noticed it when I started shaving. I think I mentioned it last week because my face was full and I could easily take the razor and just go over my nice, full, round, fat face and shave easily. Now I've got some creases in it and the razor has a tendency to nick it. And that's when I first noticed, I said, oh God, I got to do something different. I'm going to end this video right now with a couple of things. Just going to summarize a couple. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm down 24.8 pounds. I'm feeling stronger. I feel lighter. My clothes are fitting better. They're looser. And I'm more confident than I've had been in years. Now, I mentioned this once before. For every pound that you lose 4 pounds of downward pressure. So let's equate that to my situation. Basically, I've lost 25 pounds. So that's 100 pounds of downward pressure off my joints, off my feet, my knees, my hips, my legs, knees, and so forth and so on. So that's a big, big uh, benefit for me because I have mobility issues relating to neuropathy in my feet. And the only reason I can't walk properly without using my rollator is because I'm unbalanced. And that's when you have neuropathy, basically your brain doesn't know what your feet are doing, and you have a tendency to step over them. And I've fallen a couple of times without the rollator, and I don't want to risk falling and breaking something, especially at my age, because it takes so much longer to recoup. Uh, so make sure that if you haven't subscribed yet, you'll subscribe to my channel and tap that little bell down below, the notifications bell, and so you don't miss the next episode. And I'll be sharing more tips, progress, and a few surprises along the way in future episodes in John's Universe. Stay well, curious, and keep moving forward. Until next time, thank you very much and have a good day.